How's it going? My name is Cameron Stewart. I'm here with Evan Tamudo, and we're gonna do the SolarEdge Fast Mount Faceoff. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's touch gloves and let's go.
All right.
First thing I need to do is take the cover off of the SolarEdge Fast Mount. Now, taking the cover off is always fun. Make sure you got your Allen head or your Torx T25 bit. I think you can put that in there to get that cover off. And so I'm going to put the buoy on the right-hand side, and I'm going to drill the holes for my conduit first. Now, unpacking the SolarEdge Fast Mount is always fun. You got that box of goodies. I always like opening up a new package when I get something from Amazon or whatever. Heard my choke just go on the drill. I fought with this drill bit all day. And I should have taken the plug out right there, and I didn't. And you can see that's why I'm having trouble drilling the next hole, because I didn't take the previous plug out of the drill bit. So then I switch over, instead of fighting with the melted composite material, I decided to switch over to the Unibit. So I just drilled some pilot holes and I'm like, yep, let's switch over to the Unibit. Just make my life a little bit easier here. But that's what's nice about drilling out composite material is you can use a Unibit. You can use a hole saw, even if it's a wood saw. All that plastic shavings flying around, make sure you're wearing your eye protection. Evan and I are both wearing eye protection here and gloves. And it's an easy thing to forget about, but you see that plastic whipping around, that can go right into your eye. So always make sure you're wearing your eye protection. Took out the separator, just so I don't drill it. Again, my tools, we're just gonna say my tools are well loved, all right? All right, are you mounting yours already?
I'm mounting it.
That's the hole saw just chunks off at the 2-inch. Drilling this hole is, again, if you have a 2-inch Unibit, is super easy to do with the Unibit. But those aren't very common. I think it's easier to find a 2-inch hole saw. And for those of us in the trade, we know that it's a little bit bigger than 2 inches. It's like 2 1/8 inch for conduit fittings. It's not just a 2-inch hole saw. You need a little wiggle room. I should look up what the actual outer dimension for conduit fitting is. All right. Yeah, I gotta get up there, lad. As you get older, those knee pains start to set in. Getting up and down, not always as easy as it looks. All right. So now I'm gonna mount my, after I blow it out. I'm gonna shake all the plastic out of there. Fantastic, but all the holes are done. The best thing about the Fast Mount is you can mount it upside down and have the buoy on the left-hand side. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and mount mine. I'm gonna find a center mark and mark it. Now we have these holes in the backup interface on center, and then one on the left and one on the right. Okay. But you really, if you needed to through bolt that because maybe it just didn't hit a stud correctly, you can totally do that. It's got drainage holes, but it's always a good idea maybe to put a little caulk or silicone or something in those holes if you're not going to use them. We provide a rubber gasket to help keep water out. Fantastic. I love the fact that we're reusing these display boards just for this. Okay, so you already have yours on the wall, but I already have my conduit drilled. Now I'm just going to mount I guess I could have mounted it and then drilled the holes out, but you know, I like the ability to take the plastic out just by tilting it, you know, so I don't have to vacuum it out. Now, you know, you can drill it on your truck so you don't have to worry about cleaning up the job site. Okay. So now I'm going to drill the other 2 holes. So what you guys don't know here is Evan is mounting the wrong bracket. Which is hilarious. So he'll pay for that in the future. You doing math over there?
Yeah. Making sure we're high enough. Trying to get those tops lined up.
So how do you determine the tops?
You gotta measure from where the bracket is.
Well, what if I told you I don't have to worry about measuring anything?
Well, I'd be a little jealous.
The simplicity. So I'm just gonna get my level and measure, or just write down. So the backup interface is going right here. Just throw my level on here and marking. I need a pen to mark. I'm used to having my pen in my shirt here. It's my microphone. Oh, I got one, thanks. I always forget getting your pen. What great sportsmanship. You know what's funny is, like,
I was gonna drop it.
You know, when you got your normal tools, you have your you know, where everything goes, and I feel like I spent a lot of time looking for tools. Buoy bottom bracket there. All right, inverter. I'm using a 7.6. Yep, and just marking the location is so easy. Like, again, all you need is a level to install this thing perfect every single time. So you get a level for that center hole. You get a level for the template bar. And everything lines up and is exactly where you want it. You don't need to measure anything. You know, the second you're taking out your tape measure, that requires skill. This requires absolutely no skill. You got your bracket and your backup interface on already?
No. Almost. It's giving me trouble.
That's hilarious.
And probably because I still have the level on it.
Notice how there's the word buoy written on my bracket. So I always write.
Oh, that's why I put the wrong bracket on.
That happens to everybody. Don't you worry about it.
They look the same.
They're so close in size. Exactly. They're so close in size. I always write just quick inverter or buoy, INV or BUI on the brackets just so I don't mix them up. Because they're so close in dimensions.
That's going to set me back at least a half a minute.
Look at Evan scrambling. So a little...
maybe 2 minutes.
Little pro tip there is... for the top is to maybe...
label them?
Label them.
Yeah. Well, Cameron... That would definitely help, but I already labeled them, so that's kind of on me.
Poor Evan. So anyway, so what's cool about the backup interface, again, it's made out of the same polycarbonate material as the Fast Mount, and same as the inverter. So everything has a nice cohesive design. The screws line up. I'm level. It's the same width. We maintain the cooling clearance that's required for this. I'm going to follow your lead and make sure that I put the screw where I was supposed to. Yep, everything looks good. So now all I have to do is put my conduit in and hang my products. So I've got a whole bag of conduit. What do you have?
I got some bars of conduit, some tube. It's
I got a couple of boxes from Home Depot.
Yeah, still have to make some cuts. Open some boxes.
You still got to measure your conduit?
Still got to measure. Yeah.
Mine's all ready to go, man.
Great.
Don't drop it. That one's the heavy one.
No, I won't drop it now. I got the right bracket on there. All right. Can we call it good?
No, all 3 boxes with conduit. That's the test, man. All right. And don't worry, I'll come help you.
I say I'm gonna come help him.
After I'm done.
I don't mean
With
to.
mine.
I'm not gonna help him. It's a competition. What's hilarious here is like I'm wearing these gloves to protect my hands, but it makes threading these connectors so much more difficult.
No need for ground bushings. These are polycarbonate, so and they have seals already on them, so you don't have to worry about weather tight because they already have seals. And I already drilled the holes in my buoy, so those are ready to go. And
yeah, got 11 inches here, 13 and a half there for conduit, so I'm gonna go make those cuts.
Yeah, so, you know, Evan's going to go off camera and
11 and
cut
13.
some conduit up using a
All
portable
right.
bandsaw. And, like, I'm already done, man. Like, all I have to do is finish taking all these lock rings off and, you know, threading them into place. And I made a mistake here.
fantastic.
I tightened them down. And I should have left them just a little bit looser, so it made working with them when the inverter was on a little bit easier. And again, these gloves make a big impact later.
Okay, so I took all the tops off, all the lock rings off the top, so that way I can just set my inverter and backup interface right onto the bracket, and it should engage.
So I'm getting close to the end
Conduit.
here, and Evan, like, yeah, he has products on the wall, but he still has to like line everything up and install conduit.
Okay, so now I'm going to mount my buoy, take the cover off the buoy.
So I'm building from the bottom up, and basically the way Evan has to work is he has to put all the boxes on the wall and then connect them.
Okay,
And I think it's just so much easier to go from like either the top down or the
cover off the
bottom up.
buoy.
You could, in theory, hang your inverter and then have that dictate where everything else goes. Like if you knew exactly where you needed or wanted one box, you could hang that inverter and then connect the conduit pieces to it and then
Right.
drill the holes for the fast mount and then
Looks
connect the fast mount to the inverter. And then, like, oh, okay, cool. Now I know where my buoy needs to go. So you can work in either direction. You can work from the bottom up or the top down. I will say from the bottom up is a lot easier.
All right. Yeah, no bonding bushings. No cutting the copper wire for your bond bushings. Okay, that's that one. Now I've got the inverter.
So I'm getting in at the end here, and the inverter is so light and easy to work with. Like just throwing that on there. The buoy's a little bit heavier. It's almost 70 pounds. So like maybe not for the faint of heart. Maybe you need a team lift to get it up if it's in a high location. So notice that little black ring in the back of the fast mount. That's really a drainage port. So like if water gets inside, it can get out.
Yeah, I'm gonna use a template to get these holes knocked out. Yeah, I know I'm doing it kind of like a perfectionist here, but I think it'll look great once it's done.
So I've got my backup interface done, and then I have to fight with this lock ring on the inverter. And eventually I have to go get a pair of pliers. I take off my gloves. It is really hilarious how much time this one lock ring took me. I'm excited about the next generation of inverters. We solve all those problems. You know, we want our installers to be able to get their hands inside of the enclosures they're working in. Yep, you can see it kind of kicked up there. So I'm going to grab some channel locks. Nope, wrong size.
Channel locks to tighten these down.
Gotta get the other
Think I'll
size. All right, cool.
Just about calling it time.
And then I put the channel locks down, and I think eventually I just take off my gloves, and that's.
I think I'm gonna get this done a lot quicker than I thought.
Come on. Gloves. Oh, so much easier when you have tactical feeling.
Yeah, tactical feeling. That's the word, Cameron. Tactical feeling. All right, so I've got the conduit all in. Everything's done and ready to go. If only I could get this lock ring on. What's hilarious is Evan, again, because he mismeasured, has to take his buoy off. He didn't leave himself enough play in the conduit
One step
to
forward,
put the
two
fittings
steps.
in
One
and
step
then
back,
the
two
conduit.
steps
So he's
forward,
taking
right?
his buoy
All right.
and inverter off the wall again.
Come on.
And with the fast mount, you're never going to have that problem. It's all going to work every time. So the fast mount can be mounted in an orientation where the backup interface is on the right or the backup interface is on the left.
I don't know why this is so hard to get on here. What are you looking for, Evan?
Looking for a hole saw.
I took them all over to you, no?
He came over to my side looking for tools. I gave him back the hole saw.
I gave them to you. I didn't take your tools. There we go. All right, there's always one that gives you a hard time. All right, time. I think I could have done this in less than 15 minutes if it wasn't for this one grommet, this one lock ring. But outside of that one lock ring, I got it all done in 15 minutes. I'm ready for wiring. Where are you at, Evan?
Yeah, I'm still cutting holes in my gutter box.
You got all your conduit measured?
Got the conduit cut and measured, measuring cut. So
Okay.
need to cut these holes, slap it in, put all my bushings on, and
Do you want some help now?
sure, I'll take help. All right.
Oh, Chris saying, no, we need a side-by-side
All right,
comparison.
let's do that. Sorry, Evan, I'm gonna go get a burger. Do you want anything?
Telling me, no, I'm not allowed to help.
Yes,
Poor Evan.
I do want something. All right, Evan, good luck. Oh, thanks. Thanks a lot, Chris.
All right, so now Evan's got to work all by himself, poor buddy. But, you know, I think it's fair. Like, if you had two people looking at that stuff, then working on Evan's project, then it wouldn't have been a fair comparison. You can see me coming in there, cleaning up my job site, closing up the boxes, you know, getting ready for wiring for the next day. So just making sure everything's done and secure. Evan really working that hole saw. It takes time to drill steel. It took him about 15 minutes to get those holes in. You know, it takes a long time to drill that, even with nice steel carbide bits, right? And so now, like you can see Evan setting up the conduit. He had to pull the backup interface off again. I think he's put that thing on and off 3 or 4 times. And he's going to do it with the inverter too.
Oh man, you're at 45 minutes right now. What do you still got going on?
Gotta get these conduit fittings on and our ground bushings.
All those pieces of conduit, they all have to be tightened.
Yeah.
Because you got to put your channel locks on them. All the ground bushings, all the chase bushings. Man, okay.
Yeah.
You're almost there.
We're almost there.
All right, man.
You know what's
Good luck.
great about the fast mount is like it takes away the need for any bond bushings. Now, the code requires us only to put bond bushings on one side of the conduit. And so Evan's installing it per code, but I know a lot of inspectors or a lot of guys that will just put it on both sides.
Time. It was a nice challenge, man.
Great.
Good work. That was tough. Man, just shy of an hour for you. Just about 15 minutes for me. I think what took the longest was fiddling with the conduit.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, just having all that preset, pre-measured, pre-done for you, like you had the boxes on the wall as fast as I did, but really what it comes down to is conduit.
Yeah.
The amount of time it takes to do the conduit work.
Yeah, I'd say conduit and getting through those, getting holes in the gutter box, definitely burned some time out of my batteries, but plural, so yeah.
Absolutely. Well, great job. So there you go, folks. The SolarEdge Fast Mount face-off has been completed, and the hands down winner is me with the Fast Mount. So thank you so much. Stay sunny, stay optimized, stay tuned.